Hey guys, Parth this side. So I recently purchased this Zenbook Duo 14 2022 edition. I think no one is talking about on YouTube, but Asus did make a silent update or upgrade sort of from 2021 Asus Zenbook to 2022, and lot of you guys must not be knowing this, and those who are looking for this to pick it up, you have to know this, guys, because there is only a slight change, but you are getting this with same money as a 2021 model. So be sure that you buy this 22 model, and I'll show you on the screen as well. You can see the 2021 model has TS in the end, but 2022 model has WS in the model name. And what are the differences, you may ask? So the changes in 2022 include the flagship chip of 11th generation Intel, although we didn't get the 12th generation, but there's 1195 G7 chip i7 instead of i7 1165 G7. As you can see, Amazon is still selling the older model, and the differences between the GPU you can read on the screen. There are quite a few, so the new one is a lot better. And also in the 2022 edition, the Bluetooth is 5.2 instead of 5.0 in the earlier model, and it comes with Windows 11 pre-installed and Office 2021. So here's the Flipkart listing of 2022 edition. Now that important information out of the way, let's start with the review. And first start with the display. As you can see, it gets really bright up to 400 nits, and the second display is the same 400 nits, so it's really bright, and it can go very dark also, so no issues there. I like the display. It's matte finish, Pantone validated, very accurate. So yeah, display is good. And you can also brighten up the keyboard, so keyboard is backlit and adjustable. So it's touch screen, both the displays, so that's really a nice touch. And you can see the second display clearly. It has nice viewing angles and it tilts a bit. Now let me play something to show you how the display looks and how the content consumption experience is on the device. As you can see, it covers almost all the display, unlike my MacBook Pro M1, which has big black bezels on top and bottom. So I like this one better for media consumption. And yeah, and now you can use your second display while watching a video. So even you can play two videos along side by side. Let me show you more videos. So we have two video side by side going on. You cannot do this with any other laptop. I mean, you can do it, but your main display will not be fully with the video. You have to split your screen, but here you get the immersive full screen display on top, and then you can use anything on the bottom. So it's really good if you are a multitasker like me. So let me show you how the pen works. So this pen was provided by Asus in the box, and as you can see, let the camera focus here. So it has two buttons, as you can see, one up, one down, and Asus branding, and it has AA size battery which comes pre-installed. And let me show you how this works. It's pretty good, I would say. So yeah, you can write on the inbuilt app also. It's really good. So let me write something. So it's working really nicely. Latency is really low, and you feel like you're writing on paper because of the matte screen. The friction is very less, and you can press the button and erase. So that's really cool. You don't have to change the tools again and again. You can write and then you can erase. So works great. and as you can see the videos are playing, so that's some multitasking right there. So if you want to use this laptop, you should use it like this, because there's no point if you want to use a normal laptop if you don't utilize the second screen. So yeah, you can write anything, make notes here, and take online classes on the upper side. So possibilities are limitless. You can imagine your use scenario yourself. So for me, this is one of the features of note taking which I am demonstrating. So here is the Edge panel, I would say, which Asus provides, and you can assign your most used apps and they will open by just clicking once. So you can set these apps will beforehand, and after clicking that one button, these will open which you use regularly. So I have OneNote on left, Chrome on right for researching, and for note taking I have Notepad on the bottom screen. So this is one of my configurations which I use the most. Now let me show you the ScreenPad Plus features which Asus provides. So the second display is known as ScreenPad Plus, and it has this shortcut menu which Asus gives. As you can see on the right, I have configured it to the right, but you can change the position, and I already demonstrated this shortcut thing which you can set for opening apps in the same order. You have this handwriting recognition software whereby you can write and it will come in text format, as you can see. So I don't use this as much. And then again we have all these shortcuts, and you can use these quick pad with most used shortcuts. You can pin it here, and then again these are the configurations which you can use to display your apps. And yeah, you can also disable the keyboard. So while writing with the stylus, if your hand palm touches your keyboard, keys will not be pressed accidentally. So there is a quick shortcut to turn keyboard on and off. And similarly you have a shortcut for trackpad disable, and this is the app navigator. So there is a cool gesture. You can just flick the app below like this from the upper screen, and you can flick the app to above screen also. And now I will show you the 3-finger gesture. After pressing with 3 fingers, the whole screen pad becomes a big trackpad. So even though trackpad is small on this laptop due to the ScreenPad Plus, but you can use the entire ScreenPad as a trackpad, and this works really well. So if you miss a bigger trackpad, so this is kind of an alternative for that, and I use it quite a bit. I didn't realize this will be such a helpful feature, but now that I have it, I use it really often. And as you can see, you can use it with both the hands. It's so big. So another cool feature of ScreenPad Plus is this: you can use the entire 2 screens as a one single screen. So it looks very futuristic and cool. Let me demonstrate. And now as you can see, the entire Chrome is coming on both the screens, and scrolling is going from a flat surface to the upper screen. So it really looks cool, and you can touch it and scroll also. So here, as you can see, so if you require something, so bigger screen for some reading or another thing, you can use in this mode also. So it's nice. And even after all these features, you don't want to use the ScreenPad Plus, you can just tap this button which is given and just turn it off or hide the ScreenPad Plus. So now it's hidden, and if you press it again, now it will turn off, as you can see. So it's completely off. The screen will flicker one time and now it's off. Now you can turn it back on using that button. So if you turn off that thing, ScreenPad, then you will get amazing battery life. But obviously you don't want to turn it off because you have bought this laptop for that second screen. So yeah, that's a really handy gesture. And now there's another button. Using this, you can just change the apps on the lower and the above screen. So you can see my all the above apps came below, and you can switch the apps on both the screens. If you press that button again, lower apps will go on the main screen like this. So this is really handy to switch the apps between both the displays. So there are these two distinct buttons related to the ScreenPad Plus, and this is the 4-finger gesture on Windows 11, which I really liked. So you can change the desktop like this, flicking with 4 fingers. I'm using the trackpad here, and it's really handy to change between the desktops. Now let me show you all the settings available with the ScreenPad Plus. As you can see, this is the settings menu, and you can customize quite a lot from here. So let me open it again. So yeah, you have the brightness control and background control. You can change the background if you have any image stored on the laptop, so you can apply it. And you have control center settings. You can pause and read all these menus, and you can tinker and play around with these. So I have played around and customized it according to my needs. And you have the command control window settings, and all these things are here, accessibility and all these. And this software gets updated regularly by Asus, so that's a great thing. Here is my Asus app included, and it has cool nifty features which you can use. So here there's your warranty. You can extend and buy the extended warranty. You can register the product from here, and there are some of the customization options which Asus provides, which are really cool and intelligent. Let me show you. So here is the battery charging mode. You can set it to charge to only 80% like me, to save the life of your battery in long-term use, so it will not fully charge. And they have performance mode, balance mode also. So I use it generally on balance mode, but if you need peak performance, you can switch. And there is also a noise cancelling microphone, noise cancelling speaker. So all these display settings you can pause and read. So yeah, there are a lot of options Asus has given, and this app has got updates since I opened the laptop. So in 1 week this app has been updated, which is really nice. Let's talk about the build quality. Build is nice. It's aluminum magnesium alloy, and yeah, it feels very nice and premium. As you can see, it's blue color. It's slight tinge of blue, and it has a circular pattern. And yeah, it feels very nice, solid. And on the back I have this stand sticked, which was inside the box, and as you can see, the blue color gets very much fingerprinty after some time of use, and you can wipe these out easily, but yeah, it's annoying nonetheless. But it's good that Asus is providing this stick-on sticker or the stand in the box, and you have the Nvidia branding and Pantone validated display branding, Office branding, which is Office 2021. So that's good because it had Windows 11 pre-installed, so it gets student of Office Pack 2021. And yeah, pretty much straightforward design. It's not very heavy or very big considering a 14-inch laptop, and it's quite portable, I would say. The sad part is that you cannot lift it up with one hand. As you can see, the entire thing is coming up, so you have to keep one hand here and then lift up. Earlier my MacBook Pro, this was not an issue, so this is something to keep in mind. Now you will be able to see how the second display comes up. So here it comes up, so it's single mechanism. As this display tilts back, the second display comes up. And about the ports, so sadly we don't have full SD, but they gave full USB A slot, so that's good. That's headphone jack, indicator lights for on and charging, so that's nice. Here we get HDMI out, so this is nice to connect to external monitor, and to USB-C Thunderbolt. So that's Thunderbolt 4, which is nice to have. So let me tell you what I got inside the box. So obviously there was laptop, there was the stylus, and I also got this nice, it's not real leather but it's leather feeling case, I would say. It feels almost like leather, and yeah, it will protect your laptop, and there is Asus branding also. You can keep your laptop safe in this, and it has some texture also, line like pattern, so it's really nice touch. Apple doesn't provide you anything, let alone a case for your laptop. I bought MacBook Pro also, and I got only charger, I guess, so that was a nice gesture. I was surprised that Asus gave us that many things, and also the stand which I showed you. So it's really nice. Unboxing experience was good. And let's get to the speakers. So as I told, display is also nice. Speakers, trust me guys, are really good, and I am a MacBook user, and people generally say MacBook speakers are good, but I like these ones also. So you can trust me on this, that speakers are loud and crisp. So if you want a device for media watching, or watching content, for content consumption, Netflix, Prime, or anything, Hotstar, YouTube, so this is the device for you. So you can see the screen size difference. Pad and MacBook Pro are 13-inch, and that's 14 on the Zenbook. But the plus point is you still have a lower screen which you can use for anything basically, even though video is playing on the full main screen in full size. So yeah, and look at the bezels, how much small they are on the Zenbook. So guys, that was the display and speaker part. So now let's talk about performance. So I have benchmarked this against my MacBook Pro M1. So I have got mixed scores. So I have run Cinebench on both, and you can see the score. This is for Zenbook 6000 approx on multi-core, and 1550 approx on single core. This is the CPU benchmark, so it's calculating the CPU or computing power, not the GPU. And this is for M1 MacBook Pro. So multi-core is 7800, which is a lot higher than the 6000, but single core is 1500, and here it was 1550. So single core is a bit better on Zenbook Duo, but multi-core you will get better on M1. But both perform very well in day-to-day tasks, so you will not notice the difference if you go with either of these. So yeah. So guys, I have ran Geekbench 5, and as you can see on both, so my MacBook Pro 13 M1 has got the single core and multi-core scores of these, and this is the score of Zenbook. So this bottom one is on balanced mode, and on the middle one on the Zenbook is on performance mode. So you can see the difference in both the modes. Zenbook is a bit slower. Now let's talk about the GPU performance, and here are the compute benchmarks. So as you can see on top, there is my MacBook M1, as you probably can see. So yeah, I have M1 MacBook on top, so it's 21,000, and here you can see Zenbook with GeForce MX 450 has outclassed MacBook Pro M1 in graphics performance by a mile. So it's 30,000, almost 10,000 more. But the integrated graphics on the Zenbook, the IRS XE graphics, are not that great, I would say. So they are 19,000 so close to M1 or similar to M1 performance, but if you get the discrete GPU, which is Nvidia MX 450 running on GDDR6 VRAM, so it's pretty powerful. I would say it's comparable to GTX 1050 from back in the days, so you can play some games on this one like GTA 5 or any one of the AAA games in very low quality, I would say. So in terms of GPU, this is better than M1. In terms of multi-core, this is not as good as M1, and in terms of single core performance, this is almost equal to M1. So that was the comparison with MacBook Pro M1 in terms of performance. And let me show you the SSD speeds also. 2500 approx. Earlier I tested it was 2900, so it varies, I think, with test to test. But yeah, you can just see around what speed the SSDs are. Let's talk about the cons of this laptop. First of all, the price. So the price to performance ratio is not that great. For 1,35,000 you can get even GTX 3070 card equipped laptop from Asus itself. You have the Asus Flow X13, which has the GTX 350 Ti at the same price range, but then again you are paying for the dual screen experience, guys. So price to performance ratio will not be as good. And then you have the matte display. Although I like it, but I feel that due to the matte display, brightness is a bit reduced, although it's 400 nits and I don't have any issues. But generally I have seen with matte displays, the brightness and contrast ratios are not as good as the glossy ones like that in my MacBook Pro. So that is not a major con, but something to consider. Also, there is no full-size trackpad, so you will have to get used to this, or you just use this thing as a trackpad, the second display. So yeah, that's also a thing to consider. SD card slot is only micro SD, so this is a con for me because I have a camera DSLR which uses the full size SD card, and I want to just transfer the files from that camera's SD card to this, and I have to use a dongle because this doesn't have a full size SD card slot. So this is really a big con for me. I'm mentioning you cannot open this with one hand as I showed, so that's a bit of a con. And again, yeah, you get lot of smudges as I showed you on the chassis, so it's a fingerprint magnet and you have to clean it a lot, so you can consider it as a con only. Apart from that, I don't think there's big con. Should you buy this one? Do I recommend it? So as a user here in India, I would say we have lot of options. Firstly, we have HP Spectre series, Spectre's X360. We have XPS 13. We have MacBook Pro M1 under 1.5 lakhs, I am saying. And we have Flow X13, as I told you, in gaming side. Also, Samsung is coming up with Galaxy Book Pro 2 series, and Pro 2 360 is looking really nice. Pre-booking have started for that, so do check those out. Those have 12 Gen chips and GDDR5 RAM. Those will be better performing than this one, but in the end I'll say the same thing, that if you want something like this, there's nothing else in the market which competes, because the dual display, no one is doing this. Companies are doing that 360-degree hinge thing, so you can make it a tablet or whatnot, but on dual displays no one is doing. So this is a bit of a unique thing, and yeah, if you are someone like that, 1.35 lakhs is justified for this. Otherwise you can look for the alternatives. According to my usage, I am very happy and I recommend this, but be sure to get the 2022 edition, as I told you, not the 2021. So this has Windows 11, a better flagship i7 11th gen CPU, and also you get Bluetooth 5.2 over the last year's 2021 model. So that was my review for the laptop. If you have any query, you can ask me in the comments, and if you like this video, then do subscribe to the channel. And yeah, if you want the full-blown comparison with M1 MacBook Pro, then do let me know. But that was it for this video, and yeah, stay safe. Peace.